This, part of the county runs so well that we don't have to meet very often. Remember, okay, everybody's got a chance to read what we did. All four of them.
Yes. I don't know if I can. Vote on that since I was.
Yeah, that's fine, because some of the people probably didn't eat.
Okay, the next thing on the agenda is to approve resolution 2018-1015-05 for $50,000 grant with a 20% match for forklift and containers. The match, was put in the budget July 1st, 2018. We need to approve the resolution.
It's just apply, I don't know, that gets it right now. They have got some, we're working on the signing grant right now, but, see if we can get some more containers and forklifts. Money is already in. Yeah.
Is there any old business or new business to discuss? We just recently picked up a tandem roll-off truck from Fitzgerald's.
We went, I guess 2 weeks ago, went and got it at Fitzgerald's, and we got the letter in order to go on it, so we figured we ought to get out from it, so it seems to be working pretty good.
Nice truck.
Yeah.
Passed it.
Yeah, it's a little different riding than that. I rode good back. I wouldn't work pretty out.
That's what he's telling me.
It's a big truck, but it's,
Well, now where is it always gonna be used?
all over, in the whole county, to schools and all the, there's that one truck, you know, we've got we bought a manual transmission truck, that automatic truck, we put, I think 6 transmissions in, 5 or 6, and keep having problems with it. The other truck we got, the Kenworth, we've not had to put transmissions in it, which is a manual transmission too. Maybe we won't have problems. There's that old one, you know, we can sell that, I mean, if we applied for a grant to get another truck, we get it, we'll sell one of the trucks we got. But we just sold a really old roll-off truck for $16,000 on Gov Deals a few months ago, that didn't even, it wouldn't move, the rear end was locked up in it, so.
Somebody brought it for
Oh,
$15,000?
yeah, they're high, them roll-off trucks is high.
Even with the locked up rear end,
Yeah,
they brought it for
they come and got it from, what is it, Connecticut or something? On Gov Deals, see, if we sold the stuff here, it would bring, I mean, I know sometimes everybody would like for us to have an auction here, which, to sell it publicly here, but I mean, if you had it here, it probably wouldn't have brought $5,000.
Exactly. It doesn't brought that much.
No, it wouldn't, but, I mean, if we get this other grant we applied for, we'll have 2 new trucks for the road and keep the better truck we got for a spare in case one went down, and then sell this old truck, cause in the past, we didn't have a spare, and then when a truck went down, we almost were the point of renting a truck here a while back, cause 2 trucks, it's hard for them to, you know, after the weekend, it's hard Monday for them to get all the containers picked up at all the county, cause you got all the schools too, they pick it up, different businesses. So, and we're renting a lot of containers too.
And where do we take our stuff?
Right, is it Scott County? Scott County, of course, we're getting close to the end of that. When I first got elected, we were paying $40 a ton, and we renegotiated and got it for $33 a ton, so it's saving us, which we haul 10, 11,000 tons a year, so it saved us almost $80,000 a year. And we're paying less than a lot of counties do, and they have to haul it themselves. It used to, we hauled it to Piggott County, and we paid them more than we're paying now for somebody to come get it and haul it
Oh,
out.
they come get it?
They come get it at least once a day, maybe twice a day, they come and take it to Scott County. And, we've got a really good, which we've worked with them since we started, not hauling it ourselves, but we had to buy the trucks and the fuel, and it was, we got a really good setup going.
Is it time to renegotiate, or did that go on for a while?
Yeah, it may be in the next little bit, we'll have to see what, you know, and I talked to some other counties, actually, I don't know what that would involve, but we talked to TDEC, if you got several counties together and had more trash going, we would save them, because the more trash we bring in, the less it costs us, so, you know, Jackson County, Clay County, and some other counties, if everybody, like if we had an extra person and they all brought it to Overton County, and then we took it out of here, it would save us on what we're paying, get rid of it, and we can still, you know, help them too, but, you know, I don't know, that'd be something we might talk about someday, but,
As far as recycling, you know, we get, how much money do we get for a certain percentage? Can we do plastic? We not do.
Well, we do plastic, we don't do glass as much right now. Glass is not,
Balls.
We do plastic bottles, boy, I take all those plastic bottles.
newspaper's the biggest
And I take all
thing
those
we get,
papers.
even better than aluminum cans almost. Newspapers,
You
boxes,
take aluminum cans?
yeah. With metal, of course, metal, cardboard and newspaper. Cardboard mainly, a lot of companies give it to us. We started picking up Standing Stone Park too. They were taking their recyclables somewhere else, so we got talking to them, and we took a container out there, but you have to look at the containers, it's really tall and you can't hardly put the stuff in it, so they're gonna buy a new container, we're gonna start hauling for them, but they're gonna give us all the cardboard and plastic and aluminum cans from the Standing Stone Park, so that'll help us too.
What about, as far as, I know, what's the guy's name that runs the recycle out there?
Billy Joe.
Billy Joe was talking about it was too expensive to do that, to sort that plastic out.
Some of the stuff is like glass because, you know, we actually, it's not bringing anything, glass is not.
Yeah.
And we bail the plastic, I mean, they bail it. But some of it
They are
is,
doing it now, baby.
well, some of it they are, I mean, some of it though, it costs more to
To
do
recycle it
than it does to,
Like lawn
Put it in the
furniture, you
landfill.
got an old broken down plastic lawn chair, you can't, they don't take that.
yeah, a lot of the stuff you can't bail anyway, I mean, just bottles is the only thing you could do.
They take it, they just don't, you just don't recycle it. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
They just put that in
There's nothing we could implement to do more.
Well, if
To
there's
bring that
market-
percentage up where we got more money from the state, you know.
Well, but the thing with bottles and glass is there's no market for them. So you can't really, nobody's buying it. Putnam County's needing a place to do with some of theirs too, because they got nobody buying it.
Well, now, the plastic bottles, like the drink bottles, the Coke bottles and the Mountain Dew bottles and all that stuff I take down there, they recycle all
Yeah,
those bottles.
and they do that, but, you know, you've gotta have a certain volume of it, and I think we don't. Of course, it's like oil, you know, we got that grant to get the used oil tanks, cause we send a pay to get rid of the oil. Used to, they pay us $1 a gallon to come and get it, and then we got to have to pay them $1 a gallon to come and get it. So we got the oil tank and everything in the trailer, and we go get it now, and that saves us, but, now they're recycling a lot, you know, the schools, we had somebody that worked at Putnam County come here to the school department, they was asking about the recycling, but we're doing more recycling than what they are right now at all the schools out in the county. So, I mean, there's a lot of recycling we do, I mean, there's probably some more we could be, but some of it you'd have to implement, we'd have to have more employees out there in a way to sort it. Cause I mean, the way it's set up, you know, out there in that big building, when you dump it, I mean, you'd have to have, some counties have conveyors maybe, and they sort it and do it that way, cause it's. But I know they have places up there where you can't put it in there, it's separate, but as far as going through the trash and sorting, I mean, that would
They
be.
don't, unless you got it sorted out, they just throw it in those there.
Yeah.
They got
The inmates, I pulled in there and had cardboard on the bottom, you know.
Yeah.
You gotta put it in the bin, just throw it out the dumpster.
But usually the cardboard are pretty good on
And
it.
I tell them, you know, I said, what's supposed to.
But as far as the stuff in the bags, now, we couldn't have them going through, so that's where you get into problems. If we had employees out there, but it'd take a lot, I mean, I've talked to some other counties about that, about sorting everything. I mean, if you sorted everything, it would help, because we wouldn't have to send as much to a landfill, but, I mean, you're talking about a big cost to.
But if
be
we
able to
could get
sort it.
the public to sort it, you know, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I sort mine.
Well, yeah, there's a lot of recycling, and we do quite a bit, I mean, as far as
It's
the,
some kind
Do
of
other counties
incentive.
around here use inmate help at their convenience?
some of them do, some don't have anybody there.
Pheasant County, I think, down there on Letmire, where they sort a lot. See a lot of them guys.
Well, see, but they've got a landfill that they take some of the stuff to themselves, I mean, that's where it's different.
Yeah.
Cause we don't, have a landfill we send it to anymore, so. Talking about that, we just met about, the company we got testing, I mean, everything's showing pretty good in the testing, is we have to test the landfill for at least 30 years after it closes. And I don't know if it's 98 it closed or 94, we're probably 10 years away from, if everything keeps showing good. But that's part of the problem of having a landfill. is you
And
have to-
test for methane, is that?
the man, test the water, there's, 7 or 8, gas wells for methane, there's 7 or 8 water wells, and they have to test all over the place, and we're okay, you know, we had some problem with how we were getting tested before with the company we had, we changed companies and everything right now, showing good. We're back at levels that we were 5 years ago, so, and the levels then were good, so, everything with that part's looking good right now, but like I said, the landfill, if it shows up stuff at the end of it, we'll have to keep testing past 30 years, but, I mean, right now it's showing good, so I hope we won't have to, cause that's $25,000-$30,000 a year, I guess, in testing. But every county has to do that, it's got a landfill, so it's, don't know of any yet that's closed one out, because nobody's closed them early enough, so there's nobody in the state yet that's supposedly had to get done with testing, so I hope someday we get to that, cause it'll save us a lot.
What would they do to you if it's not showing good, you know?
Well, you just have to keep monitoring it and get the levels down. Well, I mean, there's sometimes, one time they made us dig part of it up, put a liner in. But the thing about that is, for a few years, it shows more, and it takes a long time, because when you dig down in that landfill and disturb it, put a liner in, and then drill a well in it, it's gonna disturb the water under it for a little while until it gets through.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of testing, which I never had been to the landfill, and we went to sites everywhere all over it. Because Joe worked at the landfill, he was out there working when they had when that old roll-off truck we sold had a big wide bed on the back of it, and they'd haul the highway department's track loader over and load trash with that at the landfill. Glad we're not in the landfill business right now.
Yeah, we don't need that.
We get, I mean, like I said, we get 11,000 tons, so we have, a lot brought, because we got, Jackson and Clay County probably together maybe what we got. Of course, we got more people too, but, a lot of people bring their, we're not leaving it on the road.
Getting back to that recycle, what would they do with glass if, nobody buys it? What if you crushed it?
Well, now they do crush it some,
Grind it up.
and they take it, and we don't have to pay to get rid of it, but they don't pay us anything.
Mhm.
But I don't know that the glass crusher we got is working.
Is there a use for it, crushed glass?
Well, there's a place going in Van Buren County that's talking about recycling all this stuff, that they make fuel or whatever out of, but, that's, yeah, shingles and stuff like that, but I mean, it's, you still gotta, what the problem is, though, they're wanting us to get out of the contract we've got and take everything to them, and if something happens, it don't work out. I mean, we've been using this company for years,
Yes, I will.
and if we get in the middle of it and get out of this contract, nobody will ever let us back in the contract like we got now, so
Yeah.
it's
We
good.
were saying that.
Virgin Landfill, too.
But, that might be something, I think we need a glass crusher, because the one we had didn't work, and they sold it to Putnam County, but, that's pretty high for the cost of it.
I just wondered, can you use that if they crush it like to powder to mix in with your,
I think-
asphalt and stuff?
Well, if you could find the people to take it, see, that's where, then you gotta take it.
I mean, here, for.
Well, they can't use it here, we can't use it up
Use
here. The one thing that helps us, we recycle more than most counties because we got Cooper's recycling. Everything that Cooper's is shredding. Of course, we had a few years ago, TDEC was, every county brings all these vehicles in, and they divide it out of the number of counties, and they give them credit for the recycling, but they charged us with every bit of the metal coming out of here, or whatever was going in landfill. So, they changed that, and a lot of the stuff coming out of Cooper's now is fluff, they call it, it's going into cover for landfill, so they don't count against us, so our recycling numbers are really good.
Now, do we have, brown glass and clear glass, two separate bins? for
So I don't
those?
know exactly what
They
they
have brown glass out there.
They have brown
Seems like
glass,
I
like
remember.
the beer bottles and things like that.
Yeah.
See, some of it was, they was able to sell, but I mean, for what the crusher costs and everything, it's not, because they couldn't get nobody to buy it when they was crushing it, that was the problem we had. Is they'd go through the thing and crush it, and then you couldn't find nobody to take it.
Well, then now, all the things that used to be in glass, like your mayonnaise jar and your, peanut butter jar and stuff, they were all glass, now they're all plastic.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yep.
So there's probably more we could be recycling, but we're recycling a lot more than we had in the past, and, of course, inmate crews picking up a lot of trash on the sides of the road, which, well, that's kinda the way I've always told them, I mean, if people brings it, you need to take it, because if they don't, they throw it down on the side of the road, and then we gotta pick it up again anyway. So might as well get it out of the container instead of picking it up on the side of the road. But we do
not litter.
we do have a lot, I mean, we do still have a problem with people littering. I mean, Highway 42 is the worst road we got, I mean, they throw couches and chairs.
I'll mow it, and tomorrow they'll be.
What about couches and chairs? If you have an old couch that's falling apart, can you take it
Oh,
down here?
yeah, but people's throwing them out on the side of 42.
Yeah.
Please don't throw them out on the side of 42.
Take it down there.
To the Livingston side,
Yeah.
yes.
But we got, Rickman, we made the lot bigger, and we put extra container and got the oil wheels in there, So there's a lot more room, cause that's the biggest growing portion of the county.
Yeah.
But, you know, we get a lot of,
Trash down there, buddy.
that's the busiest one in the county other than Livingston, and then Hillham's right behind it, I mean, they get a lot of trash there.
I can go out there on Saturday and sit around, talk to Roger and watch traffic come in there. And I'll be there 30 minutes, an hour, I bet there's 50 cars come in. Truckloads, trailer loads, trash. Then they close it too up here, Billy Joe does, it's a main plant. And see, we get everybody from everywhere till about 4 o'clock.
On Saturdays?
Yeah.
Well, except for, of course, Hillham's open till 5 on Saturday, some are open till 5 too.
I just wait till Monday and take them.
But it's good that we got that many sites all over the county, cause I mean, it makes it convenient.
Right.
Okay, let's see, old business, new business, I think Ben brought us up on what's going on.
And Becky's working on that grant, we got a signage grant, we'll put new signs at all the sites. We got a grant to pay for that, and try to put new open post signs and new, you know, tells the hours and everything there, so.
We need that in the river, but this part.
All of them are, I mean, we've
Yeah,
done
I'd
them a
say
couple
all of
times.
them were out and around.
Uh,
It'd be really nice.
The other side, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, there's some places maybe that, you know, that don't, of course, Mountain, there's two, there's one at Anderson, one at Lynn, but, we rent two of them, the one at Alpine we rent, and the one at Allen's we rent, we bought the one at Anderson, so we don't have to pay rent no more. Maybe one of these days we'll get where we own all of them, and the side at Allen's, one of these days, we'll need to talk about that in the next 5 years or something, or the lease is up for 10 years where we rent it from somebody.
Right.
Be good if we can find an acre of land somewhere and
Yeah.
put it on and move it so we can not pay rent, yeah.
Okay, when do we need to meet again? Next scheduled meeting
I
to
think
be
we just-
determined?
To go over the APR or whatever, the annual report maybe,